Well, here it's May 29th. I'm in the garden here and I'm going to talk about sprouting. It's really cold here for May 29th. It's in the 60s, so I have my hoodie on. So I'm going to start out here by just showing the process and the progress, okay? So we'll do it that way. So the process. So the first part is to make a bed. So I have made a bed here. And I ran this tiller over it, and then I ran the rake over it to get the Bermuda grass out and all that. And you can see that all piled by the rake handle right there. And then I put 4 stakes in the corner, and I made this frame to keep the birds off the sunflowers. They really go after that. So that's inverted, and you can see the mark it made. I made a mark on the outside where I just walked along it, and so I have an indentation. And then I divide it into thirds where the dividers are to support the chicken wire on the frame. I just made a little mark with my rake there and there. And so I'm going to break this in. I've been breaking them into thirds. And so, you're forever, getting Bermuda grass and weeds out. So there's a weed right there. I'll get that out and smooth it on over. And so what I'll do is I'll put these seeds in. So I have 3 kinds of seeds I'm going to try today. These are sunflowers, and they've been soaking for about 24 hours. And same with this broccoli here. A 1/4 cup is what I've been using. And you can see they're soaking for about 24 hours. And then flax. I'm going to try flax today. I sprouted indoors on terracotta, but that's been problematic in the warm weather. So I am going to just put it in dry and see how that comes up, and I think it'll do great. So over here, this is my last attempt. I had this is fenugreek right here, and you can see it's just coming up, and the watering can will take that soil off, and it'll just keep popping up. And this is lentil. Lentil's really good. It's pretty surefire. It's easy, and it makes really good sprouts. And sunflower, of course, is just delicious. And I'm using Kroger sunflower birdseed, which is probably toxic. So put comments in there if you work in a sunflower processing plant. But if they're feeding it to the birds, then it should be okay. But that's what I do. You can pay $10 a pound for sprouting sunflower seeds, and I grow my own too. So this is see my sunflowers here. So this is a way of hulling them in a manner of speaking. And even though it's not officially hulling them, it's sprouting them, but they're better sprouted than they are hulled anyway. So, but aren't they lovely? Aren't they just coming up? Look in there, isn't that lovely? And I'll walk over here and I'll show you a bed my first bed. So I've done 3 so far outside today, this year, in this season, and it's really good to do when there's cool nights and warm days. And so we've been eating off of this one, and eating quite a lot, might I add. So that's the sunflowers, and so a lot of this has been harvested, but the latecomers are coming up, and so this is about the end of it. I'll finish this off today, and when I break my fast, and I'll plow into that. That's broccoli, and it's doing great. And then here we have lentil and fenugreek, half and half on this third, and that's done really well. So now if you don't understand sprouting and why it's important, just try it and you'll figure it out real soon. Sprouting is, it probably provides about 50 times the nutrition of the seed by itself, and it's just really off the charts. It's a super nutrient food that will really help with a lot of things. We believe food is medicine in a manner of speaking, a bit like Hippocrates. I'm from the Greek island that's right next to where he set up on the island of Kos in Greece. So we believe the food is very important for health and well-being, vitality and all that. And so, but just try it and get used to it. It takes a while to get used to. But I think if you do try sprouting, you'll be amazed. So all of our soils are, I'll just pan around and look at the garden, but all of our soils are very depleted. So the food you're getting from, your favorite supermarket, even if it's a a really, you know, has a good reputation kind of supermarket for organic and all that, it's all sterilized, and so you're not getting the gut flora that you would otherwise get. They radiate it, they dip it in hydrogen peroxide, and they have to do this because they're selling it with meat and chicken and fish, and the flesh of you know, when you sell flesh, the flesh of animals or fish, you have the vector of contamination, you know, salmonella, giardia, and all these kinds of things. And so it's really good to eat right from the garden, you know, and I think that's why God, when he created man, he immediately put him in a garden. Well, I don't know if it was immediate or thousands of years, but, you know, you get the drift, you know. He put man in the garden. And there's a lot to be said for growing food in a garden and eating it right out of the garden, not processing it. And so I can just come in here and with a pair of scissors or just pinching it, I can get all these green leafy vegetables. You know, we've got all sorts of dandelion right there. This is Italian dandelion and beet greens and chard, and you know, we're getting the okra and the tomatoes are coming up, and so I guess this is turning into a bit of a garden report. But I'll get back to sprouting. So sprouting is just an amazing way to kickstart your metabolism. And you know, no one's going to watch out for your health unless you do. You know, you might go to the doctor and they might give you stuff, but that's really damage control when things have gone too far down the road and there's an intervention required. And doctors don't want to do that. They don't want to, you know, they want you to take care of yourself as much as you need to take care of yourself. So, you know, they sort of get the blame for a lot of things, and maybe some of them deserve it and some of them don't. I don't know, but it's up to you to take care of yourself. And it's up to you to feed yourself well. If you eat factory-made food, you're going to pay a price. You're going to pay a high price. So many of my friends are sick with all sorts of issues, bowel obstructions, colon cancer, prostate cancer, and you know, not that if you try to be healthy you won't get any of these, but we know a lot of these are, you know, a lot of these diseases are from food made in a factory. And you know, we've got all this technology, and the technology is good, but it has to be used right. And the factory is not is not proving to be a good way to make food. And so we're seeing a lot of damage. You know, the incidence of heart disease and cancer are just going up exponentially, and it's really a concern of mine. So, you know, that's why I do these videos, and I'm not selling anything. I don't want you to buy anything from me. I'm not endorsing anything. I just want people to be healthy and to thrive and to experience what I've experienced. You know, I've just seen amazing things happen in my own body, you know, since about age 51, when I got serious about taking care of my health. And so I just want people to experience that and to know that. And, you know, you might think, you know, coming over here with a pair of scissors and eating these sunflowers is really gross, or, you know, the fenugreek or the lentils. But, you know, and you have to be hungry when you eat it. You know, you can't come in here after going through the drive-through and picking out on, you know, bacon and cheese and all that kind of bread and stuff. That food is highly palatable, highly addictive. It's engineered to be a drug. It's not food per se. It's more like a drug. It's more like a habit-forming drug. That's why it keeps calling you back. You know, that's why you have cravings to go to that drive-through or to go to that restaurant, that chain restaurant. It's because you're addicted. And I know because I was addicted. And this food doesn't work that way. So you start eating this food and this food only, well, not just sprouts, but just healthy, good food from a garden, and your hunger will go away. You won't be hungry like you used to be, and I know that because I can go for days without eating, and it just doesn't bother me at all. And you know, before I used to get upset when dinner was like 15 minutes late. I'd be walking through the kitchen, pulling the lids off and tasting stuff, and I was just like a food addict. But this food will not enslave you. It will give you freedom from just this sort of manic hunger that comes over people. And I know Okay, that cut out there, so here we are back again, and I'll just walk you around and show you the garden. And you know, people say that you know, they won't rant and rave about, you know, cucumbers and zucchini and squash, but these are our baby cucumbers here. They're coming up really nice. See that? And these are pawpaw trees here. I'm not used to doing the camera this way. So that's a pawpaw tree, and I'm going to show you something amazing. Oh, these are zucchinis. We have more cucumbers over there. Oh, and something that really encouraged us yesterday were these raspberries. So I thought I had 4 raspberry plants out here, and I thought they all died. And then they started shooting these little things out of the ground right here, and they live. And so within like one summer, this is what's happening. I'll give you a feel for this bush here. It's amazing. And then more. I'm really into pawpaws. I had apples here, and there's too many juniper / eastern red juniper or eastern red cedar, the same tree. But they cause a problem with the apples. So I've gone to pawpaws now, and I've got to figure out how to freeze them and preserve them. But look at this. It's setting fruit already. Can you see that? Right there. I don't know what this camera's capable of, but so yeah, there you go. And so this is our other garden. I like to eat from different soils, and look what volunteered here. It is a maypop or passion fruit plant. So I'm going to trellis this up the fence here, and you know, it's just amazing what is already there. That's like an invasive plant, and I had 50 pounds of fruit from my field. And so this is Lacinato Kale, which I think might be in the cabbage family. And then some broccoli over there, and some carrots, and some. I love this Ford hook chard here. So we got a lot of really amazing things coming in here. And you know, this is a really special time of year, of course, when I'll bring this right back with me. It's a really special. Oh, this is like a shot with that painting. It's a really special time of year. Things really grow well here. Oh, I'll show you. We have blackberries. These thornless blackberries are just doing really well. And I found a holy basil plant, which is called Tulsi, Tulsi. It's like really medicinal. It grows like a weed here. It's I'll show you this plant. It you see that? It grows like a weed here. It volunteers everywhere. So I was weeding that, and I said, no, I'm going to transplant that one. Then I found my seed, so I planted a lot more. But there we go. I'll put that there. And so these are the basil plants here. It's just like Genovese basil, and we've got lots of tomato plants, and oh, and on that building is muscadine. There, it's like a grape, and they're new, but look how big they are. And so got a jalapeno pepper and a bunch of tomatoes here. Look at that, isn't that pretty? If the birds have been perching on it and pooping on it, so they're inoculating the soil. There's just nothing really sterile in a garden either, you know, and I think sterility is not all it's cracked up to be, honestly. You shouldn't eat sterile food, in my opinion. That's why the raw food tends to do much better. So this is a thornless blackberry. Nice to be able to pick these without cutting your hands. And but look how much fruit it's set. See this? All this fruit that's been set? It's amazing. And then over here is a new area. And a lot of this food is going to the poor in Nashville. So we've gotten really a lot bigger. But what happens when you go bigger is that you take over grassland, and the grass doesn't die without a fight. And I'll talk about that. So here are the baby okra plants. See that? That's baby okra, and we've got a lot of plants, and we're going to hopefully have a lot of fruit from them. And so, but there's a technology here that is really amazing. And it's the cordless cultivator. I want to talk about the cordless cultivator. Mantis, M-A-N-T-I-S, mantis.com. They came out with this machine, and I haven't tried any other ones. This is the only one I've tried, but I'll give you a close-up of this little machine. You see that? 58-volt cordless tiller cultivator, and that's the business end of it there. And you pop a little battery out. It's a little hard to do with one hand. I want to show you this battery though. Hang on, put the phone down a sec. Well, I've got another one over here. It's a little square. It's not that big, and so it's a two-handed job though. So this I've rigged an on-off switch because I didn't like the safety mechanism. So you just go like this, and you can do it with one hand while you're talking on the phone. And so die grass, die. You know, it's great. So you can just go around and just bury this stuff. Isn't that amazing how quiet it is? Hopefully you can hear me on this video. There's a plane going over. But all that weeding, and so it's very peaceful and quiet. You can listen to music, talk on the phone, whatever you like to do. Sing, hear yourself sing. And it's just an amazing thing. And so that's really been amazing for keeping the weeds down. We got a large area under management here, and it's more than I can do with a rake or a hoe. That's how I was doing it last year. So I hope these comments have been helpful to you, and I hope you're going to turn over a new leaf this spring and get healthy. You can do it. I did it, and I was about 250 pounds, and I'm down around I was 175 this morning. And you know, it's just, you know, the fatness is a symptom of the problem, and the problem is lack of nutrition and toxicity. So I hope you understand that if you have good food, you will not, I'll shut this off. If you have good food, you'll not be hungry, and you will not be, you know, piling in junk food all the time. And you'll feel better. You'll have more energy, so you know you won't be as sluggish. You'll get more done for your family, for your work, whatever you like to do. You'll have more energy to get things done, and to be who you want to be. That's a real great form of oppression in our modern society. It's addictive factory food, and so I would just encourage you to join our community. You know, join with me. If you have any questions, I'll help you. I got plenty of time because I got plenty of energy. So I'd love to help you, you know, jumpstart your health. And so thanks for watching our video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Broccoli seeds. 1/4 cup in this jar. It's been soaking for about a day and a half. And so what I'm doing is I have a big compost pile over there, right at the end of my finger. And so I have a big screen there. And so I screen the compost. And I get this mixture here, which is pretty fine. And then I put it through that strainer there, and I get a really, really fine mixture. And I'll put that on top. And so basically I've just worked this soil here, and I patted it all down. This is a tamping device I made out of heavy Osage orange wood. You can use any wood, don't use pressure treated, because it's toxic. They put chemicals in it, keep the bugs away. It's very effective, but not what you want in your garden, around your food. So I just go like that, and that's the process. And now I'm going to get the broccoli seed out and start spreading that around, and I'll video that, well, here in a second. I need 2 hands. I don't have a cameraman yet, but so I'll show you that in here in a sec.
Yeah, it's going. I believe it's going.
Okay.
And the number's ticking.
Okay, see, I took the seeds, I got them out of the bottle. I had to put water in, I had to pour them through this, and then I spread them out here. They're kind of hard to see, and they've clumped together a little bit, so I've just been sort of working them around like this. And it should be fine. You probably won't be able to see. It's very hard to see even with the naked eye. And so now I'm taking my super sift. I put the compost through this super sifter and then into here. And now I'm just sprinkling it around like this. And just covering the seeds. And then I'll hit them with the tamping tool here. this heavy wood tamping tool, and we'll get them to get them in there, and then I'll water them. And so that's it. Thanks for watching. Addendum to the video here. I wanted to do a video on this tool that I made. It's a, I guess it's a single tine cultivator, but it's really kind of got 2 tines. So what this is, I'll show you the whole tool here. I'll lay it on the ground. So it's a dowel that I made on the table saw, or some dowel maker I've got, and you spin it through with a chuck on a drill, and you make it round. But you can use anything. And then on the end here, I guess this is 1/4 inch all thread. You know, you buy this at Lowe's real cheap. I guess that's 1/4 inch, yeah. And then I cut a hacksaw blade off, and I put a nut on one side there, and then a nut on the other side to lock it in. And I have a washer. And I want to do more with the grinder, fixing this up. But I'll show you how it works. It's really good. So the angle, see how it's bent? I don't know if you can see that. It's bent to have the right angle. So when I'm standing up like this, it's going, the hacksaw blade's horizontal to the ground, but cutting in just a little. And so it's just good for going through and just raking right beside. This is basil. It's too thick, obviously, but. And then on one edge, there's a little V. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. And that's for digging in, like getting a plant like that, a weed, that you want to just reach in and grab it. And so, yeah, that's 60 bucks at whatever, you know, one of these online places. And then, but the problem, the ones you buy, I'll put this one here. I'll show you what happens. I had a really nice one, and I don't mind buying something if it's really great. But this one here, first of all, it's got like a broom handle. It's heavy. That thing's light. And then it's got this big metal thing with a big weld there. Now, if I knew how to weld, that would really be good. But the good thing about the nuts is you can take it off and replace it. But see how half of this broke? Because, of course, I was manhandling it, like I tend to do everything. But you know, you get Bermuda or something, you want to dig it out. You don't want to go and change tools, and you don't want to come back. So, but this thing's totally serviceable. It's you just break. You know, we're always breaking hacksaw blades in the shop. So just find a broken hacksaw blade, cut it to the right length. You can make it longer if you want to. And this could stand to be a little longer. But see how flexible that is? And hacksaw blades are good, you know, that way, because it's a very hardened steel. So I hope you like that idea. I hope you make a million of them, and it enables you to have a better garden and be healthier. And if you got a better idea, I'd like to hear it if you come up with something better. But one of the thing I like about this is the angle of attack is such that it's almost parallel to the ground. And then I like it because it's flexible. So I won't tear it up, you know, as they say in the South. I won't break it by forcing it into something. It bends when I go too hard. So, all right, that's my tool for the day. Thanks. Hello, Paul here. Just recapping the May 29th, 2021 garden report. And so here you can see this is some of the equipment, and I'm inside. It's not freezing out there anymore. And so here we have a bucket of water. We just catch the overflow with that from the hose, and then we can just dip the watering cans in. That makes things a lot easier. But I really wanted to show here is this little Mantis cordless tiller. The battery goes in the front here, and there's a switch there, and this thing has just been incredible for knocking down the grass. You can see just the grass around here is quite indomitable. I need to look up that weed to see what it is, but it's been quite a challenge over the years, hitting it with a hoe and a rake. And so this is just it's put us in a whole new league. So I wanted to highlight that, and so I'll go to the next slide here. So what I do is I've been soaking seeds inside for a long time over the winters and eating sprouts from jars. But this is sort of like a big jar. And what it does is it enables me to just put more seeds in. And so I pour it through that sieve that yeah, there's these big sieves here, and I think you saw them in the video, for washing vegetables. And so I put that over there and pour the seeds through that to rinse them. And so, you know, the basic method of sprouting seeds has been really valuable. So what you do is you soak them, you basically, you work in 12-hour increments, okay? So you might get up at 7, and then you might service your seeds then, and then at 7 at night. And so the first period you soak the seeds. That means you submerge them totally in water, and you leave them there for the first half of a day, for the first period. And then you pour them out, and then you rinse them, and then you lay the bottle or container on its side for maximum airflow. And then you just keep rinsing them once every 12 hours. And you know, this is flexible. It could be 8 hours or whatever. And so the seeds will start to germinate, and it forces them. And so this is really a good thing for taking seeds to the garden, which is what I've been doing, like with okra seeds or seeds that aren't too big, preferably, but the broccoli seeds were a little tougher. So these are the sunflower seeds that I soaked, and that's them in my hand. And these are Kroger sunflower seeds. Hopefully they don't coat them with anything. I can't taste anything on them, and they germinate pretty well. And then these are the broccoli seeds. So there's a wire screen on top of that's not in the picture. But I put a quarter of a cup of seeds in here. And broccoli is really bionic. It's been patented for as a cure for cancer, and they had to reverse the patent because it's naturally occurring. But broccoli sprouts are really really amazing, and you'll feel a difference if you have them. And then that's the flax. Now you can't soak the flax seeds too easily because they get very gelatinous. So I put them direct in the ground raw. I mean dry. And so and then that's the sprouting bed. And I had to put a screen over because birds would come and eat them. They really like that, especially the sunflowers. So, and then this is the second sprouting bed of the spring outside. And so the idea behind doing them outside, you can do them in the jars, but if you put them out, and if you do them in the jars, you get the nutrient level of the soil the seeds were grown in. But if you put them in the ground, it combines the nutrients, so you get the nutrients from the soil and the nutrients that are stored inside the seed. So it's sort of like an overlapping nutrient profile. So you get better nutrient, better flavor also. That's the first patch, which we've cut out. And you can see just right here, there's still some sunflowers left, and then some broccoli here, and then a little bit of, the sunflowers are here, and the broccoli's here, and the fenugreek is here, and the lentils are on the left. So that's a further away view, and then that's another shot of that. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and I hope you got something out of this, and feel free to message me. You know, growers are a community. We're trying to help each other, and we're not trying to make money necessarily, although some people do, and maybe that there's a place for that. But so much of it is we just want to give back. We just want people to experience the abundance of the garden and the provision of the garden, just how amazing it is just to see food come out of seemingly nothing. And then we want to help people with their health. I've had a health journey, and you have a health journey, and we're all trying to do well in our health and find life. So I hope there's something in here that resonates with you and that you really want to learn more about or do. And so please feel free to email me or message me or however on Facebook or whatever. And yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll wind it up there. Okay, bye-bye.